At 2 weeks old and right out of the starting gate, I contracted polio. I contracted it from a family friend who was unaware he had polio himself. My mother never told me about the polio exposure until I was around the age of 6 or 7. At that time, there had been some signs of the polio exposure. My leg lengths were different. My mother discovered this while hemming a number of dresses for me. She took me to the pediatrician, who sent me to an orthopedic surgeon. His solution was to put a lift in my shoe so the short leg would be the same length as the normal leg. However, when I took the shoes off, I had the same problem. I've always had a problem with controlling my weight. Exercise was always very difficult for me as I had more pain than most people. My doctor would always tell me to lose weight and exercise. Nothing was ever said about being careful because of the possible damage exercise was causing as a result of the polio. The more I would exercise through the pain, the more I was short-circuiting the motor neurons, as I learned later. Throughout junior high and high school, I hated rainy days. I would wake up and was terrified to go to school. We would always have to do gymnastics on rainy days, and I couldn't physically do them. I didn't know why. I thought I was just clumsy, but it was far more than that. The gym teacher berated me in front of everyone, and the other kids laughed at me. It was awful. I also had difficulty in reading retention, which I now recognize to be part of PPS. I struggled with reading comprehension and was always assigned to the lower-rated reading groups, which also subjected me to further ridicule and fueled my feelings of inadequacy. Today I don't read books because I know my mind will wander and I won't retain any information. This retention, or brain fatigue, is actually worse now that I'm older. About 8 years ago, I was reading an article in AARP magazine, written by actress Mia Farrow, and how she has post-polio syndrome. As I read Mia's story, I would reflect back on my entire life and realize I had been experiencing, or had experienced, most of the same problems she has. It was the first time I felt I wasn't alone in what was happening to my body. I remember reading Mia's story and thinking, this is what I have, but I don't know how to react. I know nothing about it, and there's not too much on the internet on the subject. The only knowledge I had on PPS and how it pertained to me was this. I knew I had been exposed to polio as a baby, and I knew there was some physical problems polio caused me. That was it, nothing more. Then I got Dr. Richard Bruno's book, The Polio Paradox. As much as it described everything I'm feeling now, at that time, they were just words in a book. I was given the information, but continued to act in denial, thinking it was only going to happen to everyone else who had been exposed to polio, not me. I felt great, I had my weight in check, and no one was going to take that away from me. I would push myself to the point where I couldn't move. Today, less than 10 years later, I'm rereading Dr. Bruno's book. It all makes sense and has become perfectly clear. Now I follow Dr. Bruno's teachings. No more denial from me. In the past years, my legs have become increasingly weaker and more painful. Some days I will feel the polio throughout my entire body. I feel extreme joint pain and weakness, and my sense of balance is off. My concentration and brain fatigue has increased. The polio now reminds me every day of the challenges I face. I've gone from walking with a cane to use a manual wheelchair, and now I use a mobility scooter. I rely on it daily to give me complete independence to do whatever I want to do without pain. I truly believe there needs to be some much-needed funding for polio research and awareness. I hope I see a substantial increase in studies for people like myself, only 58 years old. I sometimes wonder what physical condition I'm going to be in if I live another 20 years based on how I'm feeling today. But then my antidepressant kicks in and I don't dwell on things that are unpleasant for me to think about. If I had one wish in my lifetime, it would be for advanced polio studies and research to help myself and others.